Hi, everyone. Hello, Atomy Singapore. My name is Essie Lee, and I'm a Sharon Rose Master from Atomy, Canada. And I'm very happy and feel absolutely honored to be able to do this with you because I've been trying really hard to visit Singapore again. I was there 15 years ago, only for 2 days. I had the best food, the seafood I love, the people were friendly. As a matter of fact, after a few years later, I even really looked into relocating, moving to Singapore at some point. Unfortunately, that didn't happen, but how amazing is Atomy? Because of Atomy, soon I will have the freedom to be wherever I want to be and for as long as I want to be. So you never know. You might see more of me in Singapore in the near future. Would that be good with you? Um, I can't hear you because everybody's muted, but it's really going to help me if you show me some emotions, some interactions with the hand gestures because I can see some of you because I've been kind of having these butterflies in my stomach. I've been nervous for 3 days. This is my first global Zoom learning with outside Canada. Sometimes I Zoom like 10 times a day, but it's between our teams and everything. But I feel like everybody's looking at me now and it will really help me. So if you feel what I'm saying, you can show me some love by doing whatever you can to show some support. For those, I guess a lot of you don't know me. I don't know if you might have guessed. I am Korean to the bones, actually, but I was born and raised in Korea, but I left Korea when I was about 15. I went to UK as an international student. I went to high school there and I did my A levels and I came to Canada for university education and I finished that and somehow I stayed. I found a job and my first real job was a title mortgage specialist. So it's financing homes, right? And my clients were real estate agents. So naturally, after about 3.5 years, I got myself a real estate agent license and had so much fun doing it. And I remember working so many hours, day and night. So you know what? When things are good, sometimes I'll make more than the Royal Leaders Club a month, some months. But when the financial crisis hit in North America in 2008, I remember I had no income for 6 months, no income for 6 months. And then a very basic minimum cost for me to operate my business back then. It was just over 3,000 Canadian dollars. I needed to pay the office and all the fees that I had to pay on a monthly basis. And I had no income for 6 months. And you know, that kind of gave me that fear that this economic cycle happens. And I remember all the smarter friends of mine from university, they all got the jobs in the US or in finances industry. And that year, almost everybody got laid off. And I remember that one guy in our group, and he managed to keep his job. And I can never forget his words that day. He said, Essie, I work for a company. They, they make and sell shampoos, toothpaste, toothbrushes, detergents. This company is not Atomy, but this company everybody knows. It's an international company that they deal with daily essentials. And he told me we're virtually recession proof. So that thing really stuck to me. So when I ran into Atomy business years later, my friend, his words were like around my ears, daily essentials, right? So I'm just about to tell you how I ended up. I know I'm in my room in Toronto, Canada, but how did I end up? After working in the real estate industry for more than 12 years, what happened? Because one day I had a family friend and of long time. I trust her, I respect her, and we've known her for more than some years. And she started this Atomy business. So I went to support her like a good family friend by placing an order for a few products. And I said, hey, I'm run out of foam cleanser and a lotion for my face. And I remember she showed me the brochures and she said, this is all made in Korea products. And I was like, oh, what? For the price of one foam cleanser, I can get the whole box of evening care. And for lotion, a little bit more than what a bottle of lotion will cost. You can get like 6 things in the box. I really had no expectation whatsoever. I'm like, okay, I'm going to get it. And the only reason I joined is because she said it's cheaper if you have an account. So I join, I get myself an account. I bring it home with no expectation. Why? We grow up hearing that you get what you pay for, right? So when I was holding the 20-some dollar Canadian dollar eye cream, would I have a high expectation? But that night, after a long day of hard work, I come home and I do my evening care and 5 items out of 6. Back then it was skincare 6 system. And I went to sleep. And the very next morning, it was like 3 or 4 in the morning, I jolted out of my bed because something was wrong with my face. My face never feels wet. But that morning, somehow I touched my face in my sleep and my face felt wet. And I literally thought something leaked through my roof or something dripped from the ceiling. I called my sponsor the first thing in the morning. I said, what is this product? My face is known to be extremely, extremely dry. Not only my face, but whole body is so dry. So I walked myself to one of these sessions, business introduction. I didn't understand much of it, but I understood that, these products are actually very reliable and very safe. And this is a very good quality. So the price is pretty good. So do you know what I did? As a consumer, I shared with friends and family occasionally, had fun doing it. And I still did my real estate. And that one morning changed everything because when in the morning I was driving around with my clients and this newly married couple in Toronto, and they're looking for the first home. And that morning I had 4 text messages from my friends, and they're all very similar. They're saying, hey, Essie, I'm sorry to bother you. I know you're busy working, but can I get another box of that skincare you share with me? Or, can I get more of those toothbrushes that you gave me last time? Or can I get more? When I got my 4th text message that morning, that was my light bulb moment. It was more like, ding. I wish my clients were like that for real estate. They never, you have to work really hard to get referrals. I go after them a lot of times. Real estate sales is strongly referral based. So I didn't have to advertise a lot, but I got enough business to get me going. But there was something about it. So what did I do? I packed myself and I go to Korea. I haven't been to Korea for many years, but I go there and I spent exactly 11 and a half days to look at Atomy with my both eyes. And I came back after 11 days. And one of the first things that I did after many sleepless nights, a lot of research done again, and then I decided to park my real estate license. I had it for 12 years. And I was worried, but what I saw in Korea and what I learned was able to help me make that decision. And not too long after, I was able to go full-time in Atomy. And within 9 months, became Diamond Master. Like, the history starts right there. So I am here to talk about products today, right? The Fame Set and the Absolute Hair Care. But what is she talking about? Because I want you to appreciate what this company has to offer before I dive in. And, by the way, don't be fooled by this picture. We were joking around. And I did this to just be funny, and now it circulated. I am no princess, by the way. All right. So what did I see? If this one slide makes sense to you, then the rest is kind of straightforward. So if a company, any company can source products that carries very high quality, but you can afford to launch that product at a very low price, what would happen? Even if the company doesn't pay a single dollar, like myself and my friends, will keep going back for more and more because we can't do without these products. Or maybe we can find something similar, but I might have to pay 3 or 4 times more in price. If this stands true, then residual income will be something of a natural. But today, I am not going to touch on any aspect of business. But the reason why am I even talking about this today, I want to make it very clear, because I will be talking about the Fame set, and this is an eye cream from the set. And how much? I looked up, and it's $32 Singaporean dollars. For you, for many of my friends were like, not bad for the price. That was my immediate responses from a lot of people. But if you ask any Korean girl in Korea, if they hear that Komar Korea manufactured functional eye cream and 40 milliliters, not 15, $32 is an impossible number. There's absolutely no way that I will get my paws on a product of this caliber for $32. Absolutely no way. Then how does Atomy manage to do that? You know, I'm not an employee of Atomy. I'm a distributor who may have started, if you're brand new, I may have started the business a little bit in front of you. So I'm looking at it as a distributor in the same seat. How do they manage to do this? How? Because this eye cream right here, I would say at least 3 to 4 times you should be ready to pay if you're tapping on a product like this. But mind you, how many, if you register somebody new right now, I think we're over, it starts with 2 now, right? 20 million. So make just like half of the members, let's say they're actively buying. This company basically buys purchase orders in bulk. So I cannot go to Komar Korea and say, hey, knock, knock, can I buy a BB cream? Will they open the door for me? Yes? No? Of course not. This company will go and place an order of maybe like 5 million pieces of BB cream, the infamous BB cream. How much? In Canada, it's 10 Canadian dollars plus taxes. In Singapore, it's $12. I have never seen a safe BB cream under $50. And Komar, manufactured by Komar Korea, there's no way. How do they do it? Is it a secret? No. They buy in bulk and they sell through internet shopping mall with no fees. So what do? We have about 10 million people buying actively through internet. So I am sitting in my bedroom, Toronto, Canada, and you're in Singapore. My mother is in Korea. But what's happening here? Let me go to my next slide. There's many aspects of it. I'm not going to go into a lot of it. One interesting fact is that even if you see Atomy everywhere on their products, we don't own any factories. We're not Komar. We're not Komar B&H. And I had a few gentlemen with business minds. They say, hey, Essie, doesn't that make more sense to have your own factories? It's cheaper. Yes and no, because let's say I make the best BB cream and I own that factory. It's just a matter of fact. It's possible. What if my next competitor all of a sudden is able to make a better, more competitive BB cream and is better in pricing? What would I do? If I own that factory, I am tied down to that product. So Atomy is free agent. We don't do this, but we go to sources of suppliers who can manage and afford to supply us the products that will call for natural repeat purchases. So is it competitive? Oh yeah, definitely. Little more backgrounds. Atomy was founded in order to distribute what is manufactured by Komar B&H. So people are all confused. Is Komar Atomy, Komar? No. We're the biggest buyer. Komar is the biggest supplier. And why is it different? This is the birth background of Komar B&H, our biggest supplier of our products, because it is the first ever company in Korea that is part government. Government, we like government because it's it's obviously safe, it's reliable, and then there's private fact to it. So public and private together, we call it research enterprise. It is the very first one. And you know what that implies to? A huge chunk of cosmetic price should be coming from research and development, technologies, patents. But this has already been taken care of by Colmar B&H, and much of it by Korean taxpayers like my parents. So 30 to 40% of this price from bottles of Atomy products, cosmetics are already taken off, and that can explain a lot of our pricing difference than retail. Is that the only one that we have? No. Now we have Deotech Korea. Oh, I have the infamous toothbrush. I can't see everybody, but has anyone not tried? Everybody's tried this yellow toothbrush. So Deotech, just this is the last part of this part. Deotech Korea manufactures wonderful toothbrush, probably the best quality in Korea. And my mom, she lives in Seoul, Korea. She can have access to this exactly same toothbrush manufactured by Deotech Korea. If she goes to retail somewhere, about $3 to $4 per piece. But you're in Singapore again. I am in Toronto, Canada. I can get one of these for $1.20 plus taxes. You can get it for $1.50. I did the math already. And I'm talking about you being Singapore. I am 13 hours away from Korea, and I'm still be able to pay $1.20. My mom, not knowing Atomy, she would pay for $3 to $4 for the same toothbrush. How? Atomy, again, orders in bulk, huge bulk. And for Deotech Korea, management of Atomy, they pay for half of the manufacturing cost upfront. So they're able to buy their materials in cash, cold cash, cheaper. So then what would have not even covered the manufacturing costs, Atomy is able to launch in Singapore, in Korea, in Canada at this price. So they take this absolute pricing very seriously, very seriously. So at this point, you will see the avocos for detergents, 홍삼단, and the McNulty for coffee. And these are just examples of companies they supply to Atomy. So of course, it's not a secret. If you are able to launch your products with Atomy, you are on the jackpot. It's a mega hit because 10 million people are just waiting a new product. Buy. Because you know what? We now learned that whatever Atomy launches, there's legwork and research being already done. It's got to be a good stuff. So now, before we even talk about our fame and hair care, we are not only in Korea, now you can see that globally we're the platform. And all this talk is a pre-talk so that now I can present you with the fame. Ta-da! That took me about 10 minutes to get to this point. So I want you to appreciate these products on a different level. And I think I kind of prepped you there. So if you're new, you might have not seen the ancestor of the fame called Skincare 6. And most of us probably know, and it's a thing of a history now, but people just think that, oh, just upgraded a renewal of skincare. And the most frequent comment that I got from people were like, well, it was fine before. Why did I bother renewing this? Because that Skincare 6 system was awesome. It was beautiful. According to Colmar Korea, this is not my words. This is from a gentleman who was directly involved with development of the Skincare 6 and the fame. He told one of the seminars in Korea, he said, Colmar Korea has about 500 clients, and Atomy sold Skincare 6 system for 10 years, right? And for the block of 10 years of Colmar's history, Atomy Skincare 6 system is the most produced in the amount of bottles and highest top sales item. 55 million bottles sold. I think South Korea has population of 55 million people. So at least a person has used a bottle of skincare 6. That's huge. Do you know how many brands and options we have as a Korean person in terms of cosmetics? Millions. You can literally have anything on your fingertips. So 55 million bottles, it's about $150 million. Why am I telling you all this? Because they won't just pick any products blindly to replace skincare 6 system. It has to be good enough of a product that will go beyond that legacy, beyond the achievements of skincare 6. So now are you curious what this is all about? What did they do? Skincare 6 System 6. Oh gosh, I remember really talking all the time about these 4 technologies. Let me see the gallery view if I can. Does anybody know anything about the 4 technologies? If you have heard about it, then can you give me of this? Let me see how many people even know. 2 people? I'm joking. I won't go too much in details, but basically these 4 technologies are the 4 technologies are the base of the skincare 6. Still awesome, still wonderful enough. But 10 years have passed and there's a lot of fun stuff out there in cosmetic industry, highly competitive. So what did we do is that 4 existing technologies, they added 3 more features. First, newly added materials and newly added technology. And third, being low irritancy certification. First, high purification technology. For the 2 people who doesn't know what this is all about, there was this news clip that aired on Korean national TV channel, and he said, Carrie, the Korean Atomic Energy Research Institute has just successfully developed a cosmetic product that is compared to a very premium green tea containing premium cosmetic line from another company. When they compared neck to neck, they're able to put in 500 times more active ingredients. Result, they're 100 times, at least 100 times more moisturizing effect. So they're able to get rid of the color. Why? And then I thought, why only people are putting in 0.01% of green tea in the green tea premium line? Because green tea is not that expensive, right? So that was a lot of people's question, and this is what they said. It's not because it's expensive to put in the active ingredients, but when plants dry, dehydrate, it browns. And when you put little more than 0.01%, if you don't dilute it that much, then the cosmetic will be brown. Do you want to put brown stuff on your face? No. And actually, if you put more than a certain amount, the Colmar gentleman said that it's impossible to have that type of texture. You know how it doesn't fall? If you put more than regular amount, regularly, it will be like watery. You don't want watery eye cream, right? So they were able to eliminate that browning phenomenon and remove the oxidants and the color and the smell. Now, officially, they can smack down anything that is good for your skin right into the product. And it's done by Carrie. It's highly coveted technology. And number 2 is straightforward. They don't use anything that's more than 24 hours old. This organic herbs and higher potency. And of course, Colmar B&H has this exclusive technology, and it's effective to get the most active ingredients from the raw herbs before it browns, right? And number 3, fermentation technology. As an Asian person, I am fully aware what that can do. Usually breaks down the ingredients into smaller particles, and it creates amino acids. Smaller particle means better absorption. And the fame, do you know that the fermentation for the fame includes probiotics? Lactobacilli bifida water has fermented whatever is already so wonderful into this line of system. Lastly, in our 4 technologies, multiple capsulation delivery. How I explained it before is that a lot of times you can take painkillers, and he says 6-hour or 8-hour time release fashion. So it's surround is capsulated by a lipid so that its skin doesn't identify as an enemy. So it goes right in and it's very small in particles. And once it's in, it works through the hours. I think last time when I went to Singapore, it was like 13 and a half hours to Korea. And I waited a little bit and it took 6 hours, a little bit more than 6 hours to go to Singapore. So that's with the waiting time and everything, almost 24 hours. Yeah, I think this will still be good. So I put it on in Toronto, go to airport, go to Korea, wait a little bit, and I arrive in Singapore. Because of this technology in their essence, in the famous sense, my face should be still good, not crusty at all for you to see. Pretty awesome, right? So now, the 3 components, and I'm gonna have to run a little bit faster. So that's already there. And newly added material number 1 is panthenol. And it says sports drink for you, your skin. What is a sport drink? You played basket for an hour and some people drink water, but some people down the sport drink because the sport drink is absorbed faster and easier for your body. Panthenol is basically like that, and it's found in many newborns products, okay? And secondly, hyaluronic acid is one of those trendy ingredients these days for cosmetics. And generally, hyaluronic acid containing products, they usually carry about 1 to even 3 different types if it's premium. The Fame has 5 different types of hyaluronic acid at work. And what is hyaluronic acid? It's a substance that could contain, think of like a little ant that carries like huge, like a crumb, but 1 to like 6,000, like one little ant, but 6,000 times its weight. That's what hyaluronic acid can do with water, just holds onto it. 5 different layers. Lastly, out of 3 ceramides, it's known to be very difficult to stabilize, and Atomy has the ceramide stabilized. And what does it do? It's a source to strength that protects the skin barrier. So you know what? I understand it like this. So with all the 4 technologies already, drink up panthenol, and then with the second ingredient, which is what? Panthenol is the sport drink. Just visualize it. And the second one is a hyaluronic acid. It just holds on to what's there. And ceramides perfectly barriers, so protects it from leaving. These 3 things just make sense. I am no chemist. I am no professional, but I'm just relaying information that I learned from the company material, and it makes total sense. And second part already, newly added technology. So they're able to capsulate these oils, and the shea butter, phytosqualane is plant derived, and argan kernel oil. This wonderful, they're able to make it very small in my plain scientific language so that it absorbs faster and it lasts longer. Lastly, we like to know, of course, they did a lot of Korean testing, and Korean people love to see other country doing the testing too. So they usually send it to derma test. And that red and white and blue, I am very used to seeing it because a lot of baby products, they're sent to derma test and get tested. And the Fame got excellent grade, certified derma test. So is it okay if my teenage kids use it? Yeah, I'll say yes. So this is something that you can look up to double check. So now, the most frequent question, how do we use this? Why so many bottles? Why do Korean women have so many bottles, right? So many. This is the order that's recommended by the company: toner, eye cream, essence, lotion, and nutrition cream. And it's the same order from the 6 set. So toner, what does it do? It's the first product that your face hits after washing your face with soap, with evening care. Immediate recharge of dry skin. The Colmar, the top technician, lab technician, or he's a scientist, he said, if you have to choose one word that's key focus for this set, was simply moisture. He said, think of mud. If you punch it, what happens if it's wet? It sort of boings, 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 because it's wet, right? But what if the ground and the field is dry? and you quickly step on it, what happens? It shatters and breaks down. Our skin is obviously and clearly exactly the same thing, because water really holds on to your different layers of your skin. Without moisture, you're in big trouble. Your base of your skin will be ruined, and it's impossible. Once it wrinkles, it's very hard to reverse. We know that, right? So the key is moisture, and the toner balances the acid level on skin, and it's the first product that hits your face. Very important step. And eye cream is total wrinkle care, is functional eye cream. And you know what that means. Oh, just before that, an eye cream, some people still use a little bit. It doesn't matter what brand it is. There's a certain amount that you have to use to have effectiveness working. You need to use a little more than this. You still, with this part, you can still do this, and your eye starts here. Did you know that? You know where your eye starts? When you smile, your cheekbones, your eye starts right here. So all the way from here to there, that's where you're going to apply your eye cream. And Essence has all the active ingredients, and it reaches deeper into skin. That's what Essence does. And lotion. Oh, a lot of people skip lotion, saying that, oh, it's too many steps, and I like to use the nutrition cream. I do that anyway, so I skip this one. Remember, this step is very important. Lotion actually is in charge of water to oil balance. So if you find it's too much, then use a little less nutrition cream and just squirt once, just one. You know, when you squirt once, just very little. This is enough. Make sure you apply this before nutrition cream, and this will definitely help with the oil. Because some people say, you know what, I'm very oily but very dry. That's because your balanced skin balance may have been broken. So try this. And lastly, is this the night cream? A lot of people put it on night, but I say, hey, every step does something. And this is very important. You see the pattern of water loss change? It's a lot of science there. Basically, in simple language, it just means that, so you can put all the good stuff for moisturization, but if feet doesn't retain, then there's no point. It's like you're putting water through a broken glass, right? And it's still dry. So you have to put all the stuff, that's all the new ingredients. And you can see that with the fame, once the water is on and it attracts and it holds onto it and then puts the barricade so that it doesn't leave, you can see the huge difference here. And Nourish Cream actually does that. So make sure you put some. You have to put some. Okay? So I ran through pretty quickly and I can't see everybody here, but does it ring the bell that what you're paying for and what this could worth? Do you see a huge gap there? Can I see some of these if it's true? Yeah? Okay. So is it good for the price, or is it amazing, but the price is ridiculously low, right? I think I got my points across. Now, moving on to hair care. And I think a lot of people have some questions at the end. I'm going to answer. Hair loss in the modern age. I know for a fact that in Korea, it's $4 billion industry, hair loss products. Hair loss products. And Korea is a very small country too. And $4 billion, meaning what? Hair loss used to be a problem. We thought mainly for men, but nowadays a lot of women are struggling with hair loss, especially on the top. And it could be hormonal, it could be genetic. But you know, the biggest reason for hair loss, because you know what? From history or even now, there's a lot of people look after your skin, but there's nothing better. There's few things that's better than luscious, dark, healthy hair. It's a thing of a beauty and health. But what's happening is a stress. There's a lot of factors, but stress can really thin your hair. There's a saying in Korea, if someone gets really angry or like frustrated, they say, my lid is coming off and steam coming out. Do you have that type of saying in Singapore when you're really mad? No, we don't say that. You're all gentlemen. We say, my lid is coming off and the steam's coming out. And actually, it's true. When people are stressed, heat travels to the top of your hair and it thins your hair. So what you need to do is not only you need to use products like Atomy Absolute Hair Care, you need to massage a lot. And if you can, you know how you can flip your head down, like a downward dog for yoga, so that there's blood circulation that could also help. But in terms of products, let's see what we have. So I have some products here. Ooh. Atomy Absolute Shampoo. These are new products. And the conditioner. I brought them from my bathroom. And we also had this launch in Canada pretty recently too, the treatment. So there are 3 products, and how do we go about them? I was going to answer this question at the back, but it's right there. So what is the difference? We already have a hair care line, the original one. What's the difference? It's already awesome. I liked it from the beginning, but the huge difference is that there's a lot more herbal ingredients. Okay, I'll get more into that later. And there are 4 more ingredients. And now in Korea, though, there's different policies and process for calling something functional. But now in Korea, you can say that it's a functional product for hair loss alleviation. It's milder ingredients and better texture. That's basically the difference. And I'll tell you more about it later. So out of the 4 new ingredients to note, I am not going to bore you with the deep details. But get this, the herbal nutrient water, I watched a lot of things so that I have a lot of information for you tonight. This scientist from Kerry, and it's direct interview from him. You know the hemohim, you look at these names of the herbs, angelica, cnidium, peony, sounds familiar? Yeah? So hemohim has these herbs, and the water that's created while they're making hemohim, they extract that. And the regular water, they have none in the shampoo. They have no water added in Absolute Hair Care shampoo, but they use this instead. And this promotes blood circulation and wonderful stuff for your scalp care. Number 2 is 진생모단. I guess you read Chinese. I only know 2 letters from out of 4. Actually, I know 3. The first one, 진, means premium, I think, because 생모단 is already included in the original the original hair care herbal shampoo line. Just everything is the same, but more. Jin, premium. So there's a lot of information on the website you can refer to. Just upgrade it and it's more premium. That's all. And number 3 is chrysanthemum. Even hundreds and thousands of years ago, I think beautiful, dark, luscious hair was a thing of beauty and showed health. And so this traditional prescription that comes from this Eastern medicine practice principle that we have a lot of K-dramas written on that. It's all in the book. So the traditional prescription, they brought it directly using chrysanthemum because you know why? It's known to spread the chi energy to blood to the scalp. So when you're all stressed, my steam coming off, when it gets hot in the head, the rest of the body can get cold. It's not good. So this sort of helps with the blood circulation and take the heat away from your head, which is a wonderful thing. Last, deep seawater. I looked at it, I'm like, what? It's kind of random. And I realized that this ingredient actually helps all the good ingredients penetrate better. That's all it does. And it's a wonderful thing. It goes way beyond. And if you look at all this little explanation on the website, it's amazing what they have done here. So to get the functional part going in Korea, they have added all these things. And so going a little more on the shampoo, because it says non-silicone. Silicone is a controversial ingredient. And apparently it could be the source of problem because it could block your follicle and pores. So even the strategic development manager in Korea for this product, this Miss Lee lady that I religiously go after and watch her videos, she said, and we don't need to sugarcoat nothing, shampoo has non-silicone because it has to touch your scalp. Okay, and coercition, I can bore you to death explaining this because I did understand it. Basically, they're able to, silicone makes your hair shiny. You know, when it does the ripples, usually without the silicone, it's impossible to get that going. It will be like a scrubber without silicone usually. But the shampoo touches our follicle. They took out the silicone, and using the coercition technology, they're able to give you some luster when rinsing. So this is a big thing. And they're milder in ingredients, so they're able to get that EWG going, the mark for the safe ingredients in all our 3 products. But just so you know, they even note that treatment and conditioner does contain silicone, and you don't want to put it on, around your scalp. Don't massage your scalp with treatment and conditioner. And if hair loss is your main concern, just apply a little bit at the end, or don't you don't want to use it. But if you have to use it, then use it. Don't massage your scalp with that. And nice color, yes, and from malt extract. And this fragrance is very refreshing, and I like it. And it has that. Apparently, the fragrance could be eco-friendly too. Interesting, right? So this is the last part already. Overview. What does it do? Shampoo. And I learned something. Shampoo and conditioner would be sufficient for people with regular health of hair. It's okay. Because shampoo is in charge of healthier scalp. It really cleans around your scalp and calms your scalp down and alleviates hair loss, right? And treatment could be added. I'm a big fan of treatment because what? It has protein supply to my damaged hair. I dye my hair a lot. I used to play with my hair a lot, permit, dye it. Now I regret it because I wish I had better hair. But treatment is not one or the other. I thought it's one or the other, either treatment or conditioner. Actually, no. If your hair needs more, then you add treatment in the middle between shampoo and conditioner for the supply of protein for hair restoration, and conditioner for what? For that beautiful silkiness of hair. You need a conditioner, and that's what it does. So I have so much to share on these products, but one thing that really stuck to me is that the lady who's in charge of the development of this hair care, she said she tried about 30 different premium line shampoo and conditioner hair care sets in Korea. And she said, usually the product cycle to develop a new shampoo in Korea, it takes about 2 months from designing and getting the resources of the product ingredients, and to launch. About 2 months should be sufficient. But this hair care, do you know how long it took to launch? Just try to guess. Just try to guess. I want to see some fingers. 1 month, 2 months, 5 months. If you're still around and listening to me, how long do you think it took for this line to launch? Oh, I wish I can see everybody. It took 3 years. 3 years instead of 2 months to launch these products. They're pretty serious about these products. So now, I think by now, this might stick with you. I'll be gone in a few minutes, but I hope this makes sense to you. And if you're brand new, ask your sponsor, ask, Atomy Singapore has, you guys are known for very good resources for product training. We actually learn a lot from your videos, from your leaders. And this is great. I hope this is an opportunity that I was able to help you to get a little more understanding on the products, but at the same time that this business model is so sound because this slide actually makes sense. So that's it for me. I hope I was able to help you in some ways. So I'm going to stop sharing the slides. So now I'm going to change to gallery view. Finally, I can see some people. If you're still awake, do you want to wave at me? Hey, thank you so much. So now I have a lot of questions that I received. How many minutes do I have? Where's Rachel? How many minutes do I have for question and answer?
Still got 15 minutes.
Sorry, I can't hear you.
15 minutes. 15.
15 minutes? Okay. I have been introduced to 3 main questions. So what is the major difference between fame and absolute skincare? Who is interested in that? Who asked that question? Yeah, some people.
Yeah,
so
one of
are
our
you
members.
finding it hard to? Yes. So when people ask which one should I use, and I really love the way the questions were written. Thank you so much, because it says, what can I do to introduce this one or the other products for my beloved members? Somebody wrote that, and I thought that was kind of sweet. The main difference, bottom line, I would say that the fame and having that low urgency and the moisture, I think is suitable for just about any age group. But when it comes to absolute skincare set, of course, I love it because it's got the de-aging going. So if you're over 25, I think in general, 25 is when your skin starts to do funny things with the cycle. I'm no expert. I know Diana is able to probably give you better understanding on the basic principles of the skincare. But absolute skincare thrives on very high performances. So it's very mild. It's still got excellent. It's like beyond excellent from Dermatest. It's very mild. No irritancy whatsoever. But if your skin has not seen any skincare ever, and like if you have no regime, if your skin has no good base, then you should recommend them the Fame first, regardless of the age. Because if you have no good base, then you might not be able to have absolute skincare set perform properly. Okay. Um, what else? Is it good for the all skin type? Yes. And before this question, I thought I would recommend one thing. I have never, well, I really try. I think rarely I share Absolute without evening care set. So I explained it like this. I was a realtor, right? So I explained to this. So you got this new beautiful furniture set, but you have not cleaned out your condo, your house yet. You just push them all in. It's not going to work. You have to have skincare, evening care set of 4 to clean out what's already there. And it's such a deep cleansing. So then I think every single set of skincare from Atomy deserves better. So always recommend evening care 4 to any set before they receive it. I think that's very good, especially when people say, I'm sensitive. Who likes that comment? Who likes that? We hear like 8 women out of 10 are they're all sensitive. And you know, a lot of problems can be solved by guiding them to try evening care set first, especially peeling gel and the right use of deep cleanser and foam cleanser. Now, I think you do have the deep, pure deep cleansing oil too, right? That's a wonderful alternative. So if you ask me, yes, that's the major. Fame thrives on the moisture and the retention of it, and absolute care is on de-aging. All Might is a very Korean, Japanese word. We don't use that in Canada. I don't know in Singapore. All Might means all, like in overall. It's English, but it's very Korean. All Might means everything in a whole. So the lifting, brightening, the firmness, elasticity, all in one word is called All Might. And lifting, of course, we love lifting. It's like fighting the gravity. And brightening, I think you use the word whitening in Singapore. In Korea, same thing. But in Canada, we're not allowed to use that word whitening. We use brightening, same thing. So if that's your concern, then of course, recommend Absolute. So I hope that helped. And I think someone said, well, I know that's, since I have 15 minutes, I wanted to answer as many questions as possible. And one of the things was, what else can you do to get clear skin? I have to tell you, like your mother, sleep well. It's huge. And lots of water. I really underestimated the power of water until I had to pay the high price for it. So I actually have some friends, they have water alarms so that they drink certain amount of water every day. It will be a day and night, a lot of water. And of course, thorough cleansing. Same thing for hair care and skincare. If you have any residue of makeup, like this makeup that I have on, it's like the most makeup that I'm wearing in the past 2 months, and I know I have to do like five times cleansing because I don't want any residue left. So make sure that even shampoo or your cosmetics, you don't have any residual um, stuff on your face and skin. That's very important. And good sleep. Now we have no problem getting enough sleep, right? So next question was about the hair care. Oh, I love this question. So why so many before the complaint was how come we have no products? Just 3 years ago in Canada, we had no products. That's what they said. But now they're saying why so many different shampoos? You can never make people happy. Now we have 3 different shampoos in Singapore and in Korea. I mean, in Canada, in Korea, same thing. What is the difference? I think we answered half of that question already, right? So the herbal, regular, the original hair care is good enough for it. It helps hair loss alleviation, but absolute hair care can say that they are actually functional in hair loss alleviation. And just that, yes, it is premium. 진, remember? 진 rather than 생모단. It's 진 생모단. So it's upgraded in more herbs and it's milder, has less controversial stuff. There's always stuff. And it's actually easier to lather, the absolute hair care shampoo. So that's basically it. It's good. It's already awesome, but it's just more premium. And scalp. Why do we have scalp? Someone would ask. And I have watched this gentleman in Korea. He's a Star Master. I think it's the Royal Leaders Club. And that gentleman did a good presentation on these in Korean Successing Academy. And I watch it all the time because it's so funny. He used to run a hair salon for like 30 years or something. And now he's Royal Leaders Club. And he said, oh, why we use scalp care? You brush your teeth every day, right? Hopefully more than once. 3 times is highly recommended. But do you still go and get your dental cleaning? Nobody? Does anybody? Rachel? Yes, thank you. So again, 3 people get dental cleaning every 6 months recommended, right? Same thing. Even if we do our hair care very well every day, you should wash every day. It's like you wash your face every day. I think it was one of the questions too. How often do I have to wash your hair? It's every day because you wash your face every day too, right? Your scalp is just basically the same skin and you have to take care of it. So it's part of your skin. Wash every day. But when you do scalp care once or even twice a week in summer, in Singapore, I guess anytime, once or twice a week, you want to do it. It's just like dental cleaning for your teeth. So you might want to use that one or the other. And he actually shared something really interesting. He said the best way, the most effective way to shampoo is to shampoo twice. And unfortunately, I didn't know that. So, and a lot of friends already knew. So, what he said is you have to pre-wash. So you lather with water and you wash your hair, you rinse it, and then shampoo again. When you're using the shampoo for the second time, you leave it on your scalp for 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes. Okay? If you are using scalp care, put scalp care shampoo on your scalp and leave it for 2 minutes. And you can use herbal absolute hair care on the rest of your hair. And 2 minutes, and you do other stuff. And then you wash off. And then you can put the treatment just at the bottom. Sometimes I have this plastic thing or just a hair thing. And then another 2 minutes, you wash off. And then you put the conditioner. I did that today too, and it feels wonderful. And conditioner. And then you wash off. And I know, so if you have scalp care, and you can have like 1, 2, 3, 4 products in one day, but why not? You treat yourself with this wonderful hair care. And I know nobody asked me, we still have the original product instead of the 생모단 water hair tonic. I might as well. I still have a couple of minutes, Rachel? Yeah?
We still have
So
5 minutes.
now, 5 minutes? Okay, so I'm almost there. So after using these three, I checked your website. You also have the hair essential oil
Yes,
and the
we
hair
have.
tonic, right? And how do we use all this? I'll tell you right now. So after these three things, first thing that's really important is that you need to dry your scalp ASAP. It's an Asian thing. I heard from my Chinese friends that if you walk around with a wet hair, then wind goes through. And in Korea, they said if you walk around with a wet hair, then you catch cold. And I always catch cold if I do that. So whether it's hot or cold, you need to dry your scalp ASAP, because when it's wet, your pore is open and dirty things can get in and it's just no good. So dry your scalp, and you can use hair dryer. Just don't do it too hot. So just dry it. And when do I use this? Anytime, but I use it after I dry my hair because I don't want oil, and heat just doesn't do so well, I don't think. This you can actually use on hair, dry or wet. It's fine. But one thing that you have to know is this hair tonic. I used to spray right after I wash my hair, but apparently it's the best when your scalp is dry, because when it's wet, your pore could be blocked by the water droplets, like water is kind of sitting on your pore. So this needs to go into your scalp. So when you spray it, the water could be blocking it. So this hair tonic you can use once your scalp is dry. And how often? You can spray up to hundreds of times. I used to use it once a day. And he said, no, this is like vitamins and minerals for your hair. And you know why I didn't use it often? Because I used to do this, spray, and then it drips. And I'm like, oh no, so minty. He showed me, so you lift your hair and you're going to do this. You're spraying away and no dripping. And you can spray as many times as possible, and to your scalp and your hair. And this, I have it on my desk. I have it in my bathroom. I have a downstairs bathroom because it really helps me. I think, oh my gosh, I have one last question. Yeah, so I have a minute on it. So the last question is very relevant, and it said, how can I guide new members in the time of coronavirus crisis? Is anybody having trouble? Of course, we're in shock. In Canada, we have a lockdown, and we're not, you can go out, but people are pretty much in their homes, and there's no school for children indefinitely, unless you have to go get groceries or medicines, and there's nothing open. So when it first hit, for a couple of weeks, I think we were in total shock. Our sales went down. It was just dark. And in that week, I had some people running for sales master, 10 appointments canceled. We were very shocked. Now it's our month 2. All I can tell you is that we have to stay strong, but it's just not going to cut it. What do we have to do is that a lot of times blessings are disguised as this virus. And why do I say that is, you might, especially if you're new, because we are very face-to-face business, right? Now I'm here, but I would love to be there in person and looking at your eyes, and then you won't be looking down, you'll be looking up. Now everybody's looking down. But when I'm there in person or on Zoom, it's different. So I have to tell you, yes, registering new people, not being able to sort of do some demonstration or even face-to-face, it's limited. It might be a little difficult to get new consumers. But after a few weeks, what we saw is that, oh, this is the only time that since I've been alive, that my busiest friends are home. They're not allowed to go out. So in the span of 2 months, what's happening in our team is that a lot of new distributors are being born. So hang tight. It's all in your mind. Right now, first of all, we're dealing with daily essentials, right? So whether we are home or out, we still have to wear clothes. We still have to brush our teeth. We're dealing with are totally almost recession-proof products. First of all, be very proud of it. And also, it's very crucial what you decide to feed your mind. If I start digging into the negativity, my team can feel it, even my prospects can feel it. So come to Zoom and get this new energy and believe that this will pass, but our life will never be the same. This will happen again. Are you just going to sit back down and say, well, does it help you to stay in one spot? If you can manage, then stay. But I know I can't. I cannot afford to stay still. I have people to feed, bills to pay. I got to keep moving on. So you know what? If you're here, we have 257 people. If you are able to log into Zoom, that means we have a chance. The people who are in the Zoom, we have a chance. Go online. I am so technically challenged. I have no idea. I think in my age group, I'm pretty challenged. I'm working on my Facebook page, which I never touched in 3 years. And I'm very shy to do those things. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube channel. I opened all of them this month. And I'm still getting help because I just don't understand a lot of the technology. Now is the time that you will never see all your friends available. So go talk to them, and they have Zoom because you know what? They have to work through Zoom. They have to work through something. Their children are on Zoom. They have Zoom. If they don't, call them and walk them through it. So if you're here right now, you're one of the 257 people, build yourself online. Mass public. Facebook. Let's meet on Facebook. I am not good at it, but I'm going to build myself up there. I learned a very interesting fact. I need to close now. I learned that Singaporean people are the fastest walking people on earth. I thought Koreans would be. My mom never waits for me. Like I visit home and she's like, shh. In Canada, we don't walk fast. We drive or we walk a little slow. Singaporean people, you guys are passionate, you're upbeat, you have energy, you have passion. I really look forward to meeting you in person, but this is second best, right? So some people will give up. That means what? More people for me if you don't give up. I know I'm being very raw here, but if you could bring yourself to Zoom today, it's midnight here in Toronto. I'm not sleeping. You're just starting a day, right? So I don't know when I'm going to see you next, but I just hope that answers some of your questions. Be selective to what you feed your mind. Stay positive because this works. It works. And you stick it out for next 6 months and you be very proud of yourself. So that's it for me. And thank you so much for hearing me out. And I look forward to meeting you in person sometime soon. So take care.